This is Miss Lizzie, and I want to welcome you to the Queen Lizzie podcast. Together, we will go through the history of Rosewood, Florida, and watch as the once prosperous town rises out of the bloodshed, fire, and ash to reveal the people, the memory, and the legacy of Rosewood. Watch every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, or listen to our story on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hello, everybody. I am Lizzie Polly Robinson Brown Jenkins, representing not only the Rosewood Foundation, but the personal testimonies and history of cherished friends and family. You are now watching the Queen Lizzie podcast. Today, we are talking with David Sharpe. Good afternoon, David Sharpe, and welcome to the Queen Lizzie podcast, episode number 161.
Wow. Thank you. I am really happy to be here. I've been looking forward to this since we originally talked.
Exactly, in Rosewood at the historical marker.
Yes.
On May 25th.
That's when I got to meet you for the first time, and it was absolutely a pleasure. There's so much history, good and bad, in Levy County.
Yes.
But it needs to be remembered and not forgotten, and the people in the county need to understand where we come from.
Exactly. And how we got here.
Yes.
And that's why I do not accuse people that are living in the county today of what happened in 1923, because they were not responsible. And my mother made sure it's my message.
Absolutely. And, it's hard to say for sure, but probably everyone in the area wasn't involved in the vigilante group.
No.
When you have groups like that take it upon themselves to do things, it's horrible. And that's what people need to understand is you can't be out there doing these things. You have to support other people.
Exactly. And as I said, that's why we are moving forward. We're not blaming anybody. I got a group in Newberry, the Newberry Historical Society. They are on target. They are working extremely hard to make sure we get this message out there, and we make sure we don't forget our history. And I know that's why you are running for the county commissioner, so that you can help us remember.
Well, it is absolutely important that we remember our history, remember our roots. And as we move forward and build, we have to build on the good things.
Exactly.
And make sure that we don't repeat any of the bad things.
Exactly. And I appreciate you for being on my show from Levy County. Okay? And you are running for a seat. And anything that you want to talk to us about, your plans, your policies,
well,
it's your time.
There was something I wanted to say. Rosewood would be in my particular district, so that's important. And also, I expressed to you the day we met in Rosewood, it was kind of disappointing to me that I was the only Levy County politician, and I use that term loosely because this is the first foray for me into politics, but the only one that showed up, and I really, it was kind of embarrassing to me, to be honest.
I believe you. It was embarrassing to me. I was disappointed that they were not there, but maybe they are ashamed. Okay, but hey, they can't change anything by staying away. They have to get involved.
Absolutely.
And they did not. And I was scheduled to speak at the museum in, what's this?
Cedar Key.
In Cedar Key?
Yep.
Then I got a call, a cancellation, and that didn't go too well with me. That didn't set too well because I have done extremely a lot of things in Levy County. I have given more than 20 high school scholarships in Levy County. And one year I gave 12 scholarships, and guess who was one of the recipients? I am Lizzie Robinson Jenkins from Archer, Rosewood descendant, and I would like to give a scholarship to one or two of you seniors. Mm-hmm. She said, I have the perfect person. I said, it's only $500. She said, listen, Miss Jenkins, this young lady is going to attend Santa Fe College. $500 will buy gas for a year for her. Yeah. She was so accommodating. She was so appreciative, okay, that I was able to do that, and I have continued it. I don't hear from the people in Levy County. Okay? Do y'all hear me in Levy County? I'm talking about you. I don't hear from you. And that is called, I think, disrespect.
I would agree. I don't completely understand how that works out. You asked me about my positions?
Yes.
There's a few things that I feel are real important. I believe transparency needs to increase dramatically in the county. For anybody who follows, recently we've gone through, I think we're on our fourth attorney since the beginning of the year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
They fired the first one in a meeting with no discussion. They just had a vote, and the entire public's going, we don't know why. Okay. The last attorney, and we have our suspicions, but there's no publicly stated reason why they've said at the end of our trial contract, we are not going to continue. Okay. So it's things like that the public needs to know.
Right, and they need you there, okay, to make them feel accountable, because the public needs to know you're working for the public.
Absolutely.
And the attorneys are also, okay, somebody has to be accountable. Keep up the good work. They need you.
It is crazy. I know that I was made aware of a story where one of the social media people made an information request, just simply wanting to know who had take-home vehicles from the county.
Right.
They said it would be $170 to fulfill that request because of research and copying. And who has take-home vehicles for Levy County? $170 seems like an awful lot.
It is. It is. So, do they have take-home vehicles? Vehicles for
There's
some people?
quite a few.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And that's not one car, $170.
No, that was to produce the report of who had them.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Okay, I hear you.
That's something that, to me, I understand government doesn't want to be fulfilling information requests and losing a lot of money when people make a lot of them, but it seems like that should be able to be produced relatively quickly.
Right.
And without a whole lot of copying.
Right.
So,
right. Well, stay on them. Continue to be there to ask tough questions.
I try. And the other thing that is really important with me is that we get some kind of definitive medical care out in the area.
Okay.
A standalone emergency room, for instance.
You don't have emergency rooms out there?
The closest that we come is coming into Gainesville. The emergency room at
91st?
Yes,
Okay.
that would be the closest.
Wow.
And then, so that's bad enough for Chiefland, but if you're out in Cedar Key,
Yes.
it's even worse.
Right.
And it's not only us. There's nothing in Dixie County. So if you head that direction, you have to go all the way out to Perry and Doctor's Memorial.
Oh, and that's a long ways.
It's an absolutely long ways.
It's far.
Now, if you're down in Yankeetown or Inglis, you've got what used to be Seven Rivers. Tampa General has taken that over.
Okay.
But the problem is there's a whole long stretch along 19 in that area that it is miles upon miles. And then, medical care aside,
right.
Every time somebody has to go by ambulance, which I've recently experienced, it occupies the emergency crew forever.
It does.
And then when they get into the hospital, they had to stand with me for almost an hour in the hallway before I was even transferred onto a cot.
I believe that it just happened to me. Okay.
Yeah.
In January.
So we definitely need something.
We do, and that's why we elect people. They are supposed to supervise, direct, or lead, become the leaders of what needs to be done or what is being done in our county. We pay taxes, and then the roads. You all have good roads, but in Alachua County, I hope you hear me, commissioners. In Alachua County, the roads are terrible in the municipalities. Only in Gainesville, okay, but our roads are terrible.
I get it. It is absolutely crazy. I won't call out a name, but one of the sitting commissioners recently was quoted as saying, well, taxes are just going to go up. There's nothing that can be done about it. People have to deal with it. And if they don't do that, we're just going to have to take their house. I was just about floored when I heard that.
You can't take anybody's house these days. You can, but that's not That's not a humanitarian thing to do. Take someone's house. We're really suffering already.
Yes.
Trying to put food on the table.
And all the local politicians are screaming about the amendment that's going to be up in November. And it's going to mean for most governments about maybe a 10% cut. And if you can't go through your budget and find 10% without devastating services or firing a lot of people, I think you're just having a blind eye to the situation. Because I think that most people have, even in our household budgets, we have a little wiggle room if we really have to.
Exactly. I don't know what is going to happen. Well, we don't know what is going to happen because so many people are suffering. I work each Tuesday, every other Tuesday, I work with the Bread of the Mighty, giving
excellent
food.
Organization.
It is an excellent organization. We work with my church, St. Joseph Missionary Baptist Church, and it's an honor to stand there and deliver food, fill those cars, not fill, but give food to each of the cars that come up there saying, hey, we need food. Yes. And they are so happy and appreciative. We need to continue to do that and help each other. And not only in Archer, this is happening everywhere, but people need help daily.
They absolutely do. I don't know if you're familiar with the Children's Table.
Yes, I am in Brunson.
Yes. And another excellent organization that they're always there to help with the groceries.
Exactly. And as I said, it is very appreciative. And we have so much left. And by the way, y'all, you won't hear this before, but it's every other Tuesday. So tomorrow is our day in Archer again to give out food to the needy, not the homeless, to the needy. They need it. And we are so proud that we can be a vendor. I will call our organization a vendor because we give food out. Surely do. Yes, indeed. It's about time for our first half. We are going to head to a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Meldon Law has been serving personal injury victims since 1971. In those days, Jeffrey Meldon's presence as an attorney in the music scene dubbed him with the nickname the Hippie Attorney. And although times have changed, two things haven't: our commitment to bettering our community by helping the injured,
Albert, are you ready to go to the game?
and our love for the Florida Gators.
If you bleed orange and blue, Meldon Law is the firm for you.
I am Black History.
I am Rosewood Black History. I am Florida and America's Black History, and you are too.
January 1st, 1923, the KKK insurrectionists attacked Rosewood, killing 5, burning it down.
Because a white woman lied and cried, a black man assaulted me. Rosewood redevelopment is on its way.
Want to help? Visit rosewoodflorida.com.
Welcome back to Queen Lizzie Podcast, brought to you weekly from the Steve Spurrier Podcast Room at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are here with David Sharpe. The Queen Lizzie Podcast is brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, live from the Meldon Law Gator Studios at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. We are back, and I want to send out a special thanks again, like I do weekly, to the sponsors of this show of the Queen Lizzie Podcast: Steve Spurrier, Freddie Wiebe, Meldon Law, and USA Credit Union. Sorry about that. Campus Credit Union with Jerry Bennett. They have been extremely supportive of the Rosewood history. They know that it needs to be preserved. And the reason they are very supportive because they know my story is my truth, my mother's truth. My aunt was a Rosewood school teacher from 1915 to 1923, and she survived the massacre, as we call it, the Rosewood Massacre. She lived to tell my mother her story. She was absolutely too embarrassed to share the story with her parents because she was gang raped, and she felt responsible for the attack on her. But she shared everything with my mother, and my mother shared everything with me and demanded or ordered me, keep that history alive, research, authenticate, tell the truth, but make sure you preserve it, because if not, it will repeat. And I've done that, I think professionally, okay, for the people. Had it not been for my mother's truth and my concern, my interest, you would not be listening to the Rosewood history today. So I didn't want to be the bearer of this history. However, she said if Mama was younger, Mama would do it. So for her, I'm doing this. And a few years ago, like in 2010, I have been an advocate for politics forever. Mm-hmm. I have voted for 65 years, okay? And in 2010, the politicians, and when I say politicians, were discussing gerrymandering. I didn't like the conversation, so I decided to make a song. It's my rap, and it's called Listen Up, Floridians. Listen up, Floridians. Listen up, Florida voters. I have a message for you from 1.6 million supporters. Vote yes on Amendment 6 and vote yes on Amendment 5. Voting on one accord, Florida's democracy survives. Listen up, Florida voters. Listen up with intent. Listen to this message revealing content. 1.65 million Floridians signed the petitions pack. A vote on fair district puts voting back on track. Calling all registered voters to connect on demand. A yes vote on 5 and 6 put control in the voter's hand. Fixed elections can be stopped. It's a voter's right to screen votes equally, avoiding political fights. The removed amendment was a power grab for some of our politicians. Gerrymandering picked their voters for years. In addition, listen up, Floridians. Listen up, Florida voters. Vote yes on 5 and 6. Fair District Florida supporters. Now move on down the ballot. The amendments are affixed. Number 7, no more. Vote yes on 5 and 6. The poison pill removed by the judge was filled with tricky stuff. Blocking newcomers a chance to win. Florida voters have had enough. Florida voters will stand together, telling politicians to beat it. 6 years, 420 elections, only 3 incumbents defeated. To my students and my friends and my Rosewood family folks, stand up with Fair Florida District. Go out and cast your vote. Vote early, vote absentee, or vote in line at the poll. Vote yes on 5 and 6, putting gerrymandering on hold. Tell coworkers, tell family, tell neighbors and friends. A yes vote on 5 and 6, all Florida voters win. Voting yes on 5 and 6 will change gerrymandering's task, marking a victory for Florida voters at last. Listen up, Floridians. Listen to my appeal. Voting is a privilege, and it's very real. Passing Amendments 5 and 6 will support Fair Districts Florida to represent fair voters of Florida. Vote yes on Amendments 5 and 6, November 2nd, 2010, to guarantee that legislative and congressional gerrymandering ends. Paid for by Lizzie Robinson Jenkins. Proceeds from this message will co-sponsor Fair Districts Florida. Yes. Also, my mom told me, if you're going to tell the Rosewood story, baby, you need a song. And she volunteered to dictate a Rosewood song for me that really tells the story. I think you have heard it at the mark.
Yes, it was good.
Yes, and I'm going to sing only 3 verses that was super important to her because she wanted the people to know that she was not being prejudiced. She wanted to know, had it not been for the white men in Levy County working, I would say they were the heroes of Levy County, working hard to make sure the blacks got out of Rosewood alive, I wouldn't be telling you this story. So there were the sheriff who worked, Mama said, 96 hours straight, okay, to make sure he got help from the Levy County people to move the Rosewood survivors out of town safely. So he went to the train conductors from Brightsville, William and John, and begged them. They said to him, "No, Bob, we can't do it." And he went to other train conductors, and they all said no. So he went back to the Brightsville train conductors and said, "Please, I got to." They said, "Well, Bob, if you move them out maybe at 4 o'clock, we can get some people, some men here in town to help." And these are the men I also call heroes. They didn't want to, but they felt the same way. We can't risk our family lives by helping move the people that are being targeted out of Rosewood. However, they agreed to do it, which was the best thing that happened. And my mom wanted people to know these were white men helping black people survive. So she wrote this song, and I'm just going to sing the 3 verses. She wanted to make sure that I let people know that really happened. And I'll tell you something in a few minutes about the Briceville brothers as soon as I finish singing this. If I forget, remind me.
Okay.
It goes like this. The Cedar Key train conductors were told to pick up in Rosewood. Standing by the tracks with a lantern, its young school teacher stood. That was my aunt. Okay. Mm-hmm. Waiting in desperation to carry out the sheriff's plans, rounding up the hidden survivors to board the midnight train. The sheriff and the store owner worked around the clock, informed the train conductors just when and where to stop. Pick up the men, women, and children who were hiding out and bring them to Archer, Florida, traveling the same old route. Bob Walker and John Wright took on a daring risk, put the survivors on the train, Lord, and sent them off with a kiss. Notified the Gainesville families to be on the lookout for their kin. Told them the train was a-coming and told them exactly when. Now, the Bryce brothers, you wouldn't believe how God works. This morning, I was writing some notes that I have been speaking from, and I got an email today from, her name is Keisha Bryce Monte. And Keisha, I know I'm saying your name wrong, but that's okay, honey. She wanted to know if I was still doing my podcast. Mm-hmm. I had invited her a few months ago. She wanted to know if her son could come on my podcast and speak for the Bryce family about Rosewood. Because the pictures awesome. That she has more pictures. She has given me pictures. That is awesome. She has given me pictures. She has more pictures for me, but they are, her father just passed, and they are in, what are they in? Where do you keep it? Oh, God, I can't remember. But anyway, she and her family are going to be traveling to Gainesville, and I want as many people out there within the sound of my voice to come over and meet them. I invited them, and I'm inviting you also, and people in Levy County, to come to Steve Spurrier right here in the Visor. And we are going to honor Rosewood Vice President Pedro Germain because he just received a national humanitarian award, I can call it that, because he put together Rosewood and the other uncomfortable histories and included them with our insurance agents, international, globally. And he received that award. But it's so awesome the way he brought in the insurance industry into the cultural arts. Yes. And he received that award.
And it's so important. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of a history buff.
Okay.
I love to wander museums and everything. And in all honesty, I came to Levy County in '85.
Okay.
And it was the late '90s before I really knew the Rosewood story, and that's a shame.
I know they keep it hidden.
Yeah.
You can't hide history, okay?
No.
And we don't want it to repeat, so they need to get out there with us and help us. And speaking of museum, we will be building a museum in Archer, okay? At this meeting that we're hosting here,
yes,
we're going to put out a flyer real soon, and people will have to register because we do have a cutoff. They will have to register to get their names submitted at that time. And we are going to do what we can do to keep that history alive and build this museum. We already have the contractor. We have already did the surveying and the mapping. We have 29 acres family property where the school teacher was born, and my mom and my grandparents reared their children. So we're bringing that Rosewood Museum home. We know it will be welcome there. We can't dare put it in Levy County.
Well, hopefully we can change that. I
hope. I really hope we can change it. Okay? Because we need to. We need to. History, we can't, it's not time to accuse anybody. It's time for us to work together. And we're doing this for the children. Our kids need to know the truth. And these kids know. And they sit back and look at parents and watch them and say, now what's wrong with them? They may not talk about it, but they know about it. Yeah. They know what is right and what is wrong.
Yes.
And we need to stop teaching our kids hate, okay? And our kids are smart enough, intelligent enough. They are brilliant. They are very intelligent. They can read for themselves.
The devil's always at work, though.
Yes.
And if you allow hate in, he will make it flourish. But
exactly.
It needs to be stopped.
It needs to be
And the only way we can stop it is with Jesus.
Yes, come together and work together, okay? Yep. No man is greater than the next man, okay? My dad was an 8th grade scholar, the smartest man ever walked the face of this earth in my book. Everything I know I learned from my parents.
We're all brothers and sisters.
We are.
And that's what some people need to realize.
And you are exactly right. It's right now, it's all about the people with the money and the power. And they don't care about us.
No,
okay.
Most of them do not.
Power and money. And they're looking right now how to make more money.
Yep.
And more power.
Well, and that's what I see in politicians. At the start, I said I'm not really a politician. I'm retired. I spent my entire career nursing.
Okay.
I spent 8 years in the Army Reserve in the Nurse Corps. So I was never, although I always voted, I always tried to stay up with what was going on. I was never somebody who even really considered running for elected office until I started seeing all the things that were happening and the public wasn't being informed.
Right, and that's good. And now you feel like you are ready, okay, to make a difference.
I'm going to try.
Okay, so would you like closing words?
I guess I'm continuously humbled, honored, and blessed to meet the people daily and invite them to join in peace building, healing, reconciliation, learning throughout the history of Rosewood. That'll wrap us up for today's episode. For Queen Lizzie, I'm David Sharpe. Until next time, bye.
Goodbye. You did good.
That's it.